William was right that Harry cannot keep his goddamn mouth shut.
I don't think he's an asset to the family. I believe he's a...
Imagine this. Prince William, the one we all thought was the calm, collected, reliable big brother, the one destined to take the throne without a wrinkle out of place. Everyone always painted him as the quiet royal, the peacemaker, the guy who smiles through scandals and waves politely at the crowd. But oh no, the William we're talking about now, he's not just sipping tea at Kensington anymore. He suddenly morphs into the royal version of Thanos, snapping his fingers and poof, Harry and Meghan vanish right out of the monarchy spotlight. Good evening, your majesties. Good evening, Windsor. And buckle up, because what William just pulled has left the palace shaking in its designer boots.
Good evening, your majesties. Good evening, Windsor.
Decided she didn't want to be a real princess because to be a real princess involves duty and responsibility, caring about other people. And so she just wanted to be a pretend princess in Hollywood, so she split her husband off from his royal family and then inked a $1 zillion deal with a bunch of media companies.
No cape, no crown, no dramatic costume change, just pure, raw, I've had enough of your Netflix drama energy. He didn't raise his voice, he didn't slam the table, he simply exhaled that royal calm, and underneath it, you could feel the cold calculation.
He doesn't have intentions that are going to benefit the royal family.
Let's not forget, for years the palace tried to play nice. Oprah interviews? Fine. They plastered on those polite smiles and swallowed the sting.
Harry is trying to create more problems between Prince William and King Charles. And I truly believe this.
Netflix deal? Sure, whatever. Let's keep the peace. Meghan's podcast, where she basically compared royal life to a prison sentence with better hats? Okay, awkward, yes, embarrassing, definitely. But still, the palace rolled with it. But William wasn't rolling with anything anymore. He was done. Done with the cameras, the complaints, the public humiliations. This was a man who had reached his boiling point, and trust me, when William reaches that point, it's not fireworks, it's an earthquake.
Did you make Kate cry?
No, the reverse happened.
One morning he wakes up, looks around at the chaos, and in pure millennial fashion says, delete, blocked, restricted. Bye. You know that savage moment when someone just hits remove friend without explanation? That's William right now. But instead of Facebook, he's hitting it on the monarchy's future.
The criticism of William for carrying out less numbers of engagements than his father. We don't need you, Prince Harry.
But apparently for me, that doesn't matter.
And here's where it gets juicier. This isn't just some family squabble over Christmas dinner seating. William has a master plan, a 3-step royal revenge arc so ruthless, it's making Meghan's Hollywood agents sweat through their tailored suits.
Far more interested in getting close to William and Catherine than he is any other member of the royal family.
I curtsied as though I was like, pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. Like, was that okay?
It's really quite sad.
An interview to offer them a platform to tell their story about why they left. And that was my number one intention, was just clarity on why did you leave? And so some of the things that were revealed in that interview came as a surprise to me. And those surprises are now referred to as
Step 1, strip the titles. Tear off the shiny Duke and Duchess labels like they're cheap stickers. Step 2, freeze them out, cold, like leftovers you shoved in the fridge last week and forgot about. Step 3, erase them so thoroughly even Netflix search results start glitching like, who? Sussex who? But here's the real kicker. This whole royal revenge plot, it didn't begin with Harry's memoir. It didn't even start with Meghan's never-ending podcasts. Oh no, this traces back to one tiny overlooked moment, a royal wedding, a missing curtsy, and from that single slip, chaos was born. If you thought Harry and Meghan were just chilling in California, sipping their kale juices, downward dogging their way through yoga retreats, think again. They turned the royal family into their personal streaming empire. First came the Netflix docuseries. Instead of cozy behind-the-scenes palace charm, we got 6 hours of The Crown, Sussex edition. William and Kate came off colder than the ice swans at a Windsor banquet, while Harry and Meghan cast themselves as the poor, mistreated victims. Cue worldwide headlines and one extremely red-faced future king. And then came Spotify. Remember that multi-million-dollar deal? One podcast, one season, then radio silence. Even Spotify's own execs roasted them publicly, called them grifters. Ouch. That wasn't a paycheck. That was a neon warning sign. And let's not even get started on Oprah. Oh, the Oprah interview. Racism allegations, private family chats spilled on primetime TV, Meghan dropping bombshells like she was auditioning for Real Housewives of Buckingham Palace. The royal PR team practically keeled over. Imagine centuries of carefully polished image, and suddenly William has to stand there stammering out, "We are very much not a racist family." The awkwardness could have been bottled and sold. And as if that weren't enough, along comes Harry's memoir, Spare. Oh boy. Page after page, Harry poured tea so hot it could scald porcelain, private texts exposed, family fights laid bare, and brotherly brawls written like fan fiction for the world to devour. William read those chapters and must have thought, really bro, you just published my temper tantrums like it's your diary of the wimpy prince? This wasn't airing dirty laundry anymore. It was turning the laundry cycle into a money-making machine. But here's the juicy twist. The cracks in the royal wall, they didn't start with all this circus. Oh no, we rewind all the way back to May 2018. The wedding of the decade. Trumpets blasting, horses gleaming, the queen sitting front and center like the final boss of etiquette. Every step, every bow, every curtsy had been rehearsed with military precision. The nation held its breath. And then, Meghan. She walked right past the queen. No curtsy. Not a dip, not a nod, not even a polite little bend of the knee. Nothing. Zero. Nada. The internet gasped. Royal watchers clutched their pearls, and William? He clocked it instantly. To him, that wasn't an accident. That was a statement. Because in the monarchy, gestures are gospel. Skipping a curtsy is like walking into a pub and refusing to say cheers. It's the stuff bar fights are made of. Meghan's move screamed independence. She wasn't bowing to tradition, she was rewriting it for herself. And from that moment, William allegedly saw the writing on the palace walls. This wasn't just a sister-in-law learning the ropes. This was the first crack in a dynasty 1,000 years strong. If one duchess could shrug off the queen, what came next? Netflix documentaries about royal meltdowns? Oh wait, that tiny skipped curtsy became the opening act of a royal horror flick. One beau missed led to trust skipped, loyalty skipped, and family dinners skipped forever. What looked like a fairy tale wedding suddenly morphed into the pilot episode of Hollywood versus Heritage. And William? He would never forgive. What happens when you mix royal crowns with Hollywood spotlights? A reality show no one asked for, but Harry and Meghan gleefully sold. Instead of planting their lives in duty, they planted them in deals. Every time the palace begged for silence, another camera showed up. Every pause in the drama, just the trailer for the next big reveal. Interviews weren't polite chats anymore. They were confessions, painting royal life as survival. Podcasts weren't light entertainment. They were therapy sessions in surround sound. And then came the memoir, packed with more plot twists than a soap opera marathon. Inside the palace, jaws hit the marble floors. Suddenly, a tea-time chat wasn't innocent anymore. It was potential material for Meghan's next project. William realized he wasn't dealing with family. He was dealing with a franchise. Every interaction had a price tag. For royals, loyalty is sacred. But for Harry and Meghan, loyalty started to look negotiable. William's frustration simmered until it turned into strategy. His brother had flipped the script, literally. Once the monarchy became primetime content, William knew defense wouldn't cut it. It was time for offense, and his offensive would stun even the king himself. Forget therapy sessions. Royals don't do group hugs. They do secret summits in Scottish castles. When the drama boiled over, Balmoral was chosen, the fortress where tough decisions get carved in stone. No aides, no leaks, no tabloids, just 4 royals and one impossible choice. What to do about Harry? The air inside Balmoral was icier than the Highland winds outside. No smiles, no small talk, just tension thick enough to slice with a crown jewel. William reportedly strode in like a man with a verdict already signed. Half in, half out? Not anymore. This wasn't emotional anymore. This was survival. The monarchy couldn't keep staggering under surprise interviews, tell-all deals, and sources close to Harry blabbing to every journalist alive. Balmoral became the stage for William's line in the sand. Charles, ever the diplomat, wanted peace. Kate, the eternal peacemaker, prayed for brotherly harmony. But William was done being the nice sibling. His entire energy screamed, "This is business, not brotherhood." And when he laid out his plan, jaws dropped, even Charles's. It wasn't a suggestion. It was a royal ultimatum. Picture William mentally pulling up a PowerPoint titled, "How to Delete My Brother in 3 Easy Steps." Step 1, strip. Take away those glittery titles. Duke, Duchess. Rip the branding right off their letterheads. Without those labels, Harry and Meghan morphed from royal icons into just another California celebrity couple. It's like yanking the Wi-Fi out of a smart home. Suddenly, it's just walls. Step 2, freeze. No palaces, no funds, no cushy invites to glamorous royal events. If Harry dares to pop back to Britain, he'll be treated like any tourist lining up for a selfie outside Big Ben. Not a prince, just another guy with a camera phone. Step 3, erase. The coldest play of all. William's brilliance wasn't in slamming doors loudly, it was in starving their brand silently. No drama, no headlines, no press, just silence so deafening. Hollywood itself forgets why the Sussex name mattered. And with that, William pulled the plug. Quiet, calculated, devastating. And Kate? Poor Kate. She'd always been the unofficial family referee, the one smoothing edges with grace and patience. She reportedly wanted peace. But deep down, she knew William was right. The monarchy couldn't survive another Netflix sequel starring Windsor drama. She stood by William, not just as his wife, but as the protector of the crown. The fallout hit Meghan hardest. Without royal perks, her Hollywood pitch went from modern duchess to former royal spouse. And in an industry obsessed with shiny titles, that downgrade hurt worse than any tabloid headline. And what about Charles? For years, he played the gentle diplomat, the king of let's all just get along. He gave Harry second chances. He ignored Meghan's sly interview digs. He hoped, foolishly perhaps, that time would heal. The real question, when the dust settles, will William be remembered as the monarchy's savior or its executioner? And just like that, the family feud upgraded from awkward dinners to full-blown palace warfare. William isn't the patient, forgiving older brother anymore. He's the iron wall, guarding the throne like his life depends on it. Charles, the once eternal peacemaker, now stands squarely behind him. Meghan's brand is wobbling. Harry's access is frozen solid. The monarchy has slammed its gates shut tighter than Buckingham during tourist season. So what happens next? Do Harry and Meghan pull off the ultimate reinvention without the glitter of royal titles? Or do they slowly drift into the dreaded, where are they now corner of celebrity culture? Either way, one thing is certain. William's plan flipped the script. He changed the rules of the royal game forever, and the question still lingers in the air, sharp as a crown's edge. Did William save the monarchy, or sacrifice his own family to protect it? And if you thought this entire saga was ruthless, just wait. Because looming over all of this is Harry's own shocking demand, one he made to his father, that left even the royals, the palace staff, and the world gasping in disbelief. The story isn't over. In fact, the drama may have only just begun.